Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Julie's Orchids. Today we're going to discuss this first time blooming Zygopetalum and look at the plant a little bit more in detail. But it is a first time bloomer, and its flowers are so dark, they're nearly black. And this has an awesome name. This is Zygopetalum Freestyle Meadows Midnight Oil. Now, first of all, I bought this plant as a division, a single bulb division, this one right here, in 2022. I bought it without knowing what the flowers look like. I think I paid $25 for it through Facebook Marketplace. But I bought it for the sole reason of its name. This is Zygopetalum Freestyle Meadows Midnight Oil. Now, Midnight Oil is a pretty awesome band, and that's why I bought the plant, because I like the band Midnight Oil, and I figured it'd have dark flowers, and it does. They're pretty dark. I don't know if these are brown or purple. Sometimes they look really dark brown, sometimes really dark purple, but they're almost black. They're really dark. As you can see, they're really dark. The flower's upside down on this flower spike because of the way the light was hitting it, but I didn't honestly notice it was in bloom or in spike until, well, the buds are already up and facing, and I didn't want to goof things around, so I just left them the way they were, facing toward the light. But I got 2 flowers off this first time spiking for me. Like I said, I bought this as a single bulb. No, I'm sorry, I bought it as 2, these 2 bulb division. And then I grew this one. And this one did not bloom. But now we've grown that one. And the nice thing about Zygopetalums is that they'll mature their flower spike before they mature their pseudobulb. So you get to enjoy the flowers a little bit before the pseudobulb matures. So let's discuss what I've got this potted in. I've got it potted in that semi-hydro, 2 holes in the back, decorative river stone on top setup, and I have this in the large size pumice. We do have roots coming down into the pot. There's a bit of algae, but again, it seems like the plants don't mind. We've got root all the way down here, all the way down through there. Seems like they don't mind the bit of algae. And again, the algae only forms on that side of the pot. It doesn't form deep inside to the media, so just where the pot is exposed to light. And yeah, I know I could put, covering over this and keep that from happening, but it doesn't seem to bother the plants. I like the way it looks, believe it or not. So I'm leaving it as is. Again, with the Zygopetalums, the roots are pretty sensitive, so you kind of want to wait to repot these until your new growth is starting to put out their new root system, because if you repot them, even if it's in bark to bark or pumice to pumice, their roots will die off because they've got pretty sensitive roots. So kind of like cattleyas, you want to wait until you've got new root growths coming on your zygos. And if you can do that, then they'll settle their roots right down into the new media and typically be pretty happy. How do I fertilize these? I fertilize these the way I do the rest of my plants. They get the monthly routine of 1 weekend of watering. It's the good all-around fertilizer. And then the next weekend, it's calcium, magnesium. And then the weekend after that, it's seaweed while in growing season, and then flushing. And I've got a video somewhere on how I do my fertilizing. If not, I'll do one to explain my fertilizing a bit more in depth. I do want to point out that Rick L. Orchids has come back onto the YouTubes. Rick's always been a good resource for explanation on nutrients and plants. Nina over at Ninja Orchids as well. I would highly suggest you go check out both of their channels because they break down, the how-tos, the whys, and the whatnots of nutrients and orchid fertilizing uh, pretty well for the novice grower. And they explain how to use your TDS meters, pH ranges, and stuff of that nature. So fertilizing and stuff is not as simple as you read the package on the box and just pour in a teaspoonful here or there. You can get really quite nice and have fun with the crazy mad scientist sort of mixing of chemicals. And you'll notice that most growers use either rainwater or reverse osmosis water. Again, I use reverse osmosis water so that I have control over what I feed my plants and how much and how often they get them. So again, like I said, if you got questions on nutrients, check out Rick L. Orchids. And again, I always reference people to Nina over at Ninja Orchids because both of them are very good growers, and Nina's got 30 years of growing history. If all else fails, you can always get on the internet and get onto Google Scholar and do your own research for it. There's plenty of rabbit holes to fall down. And as with all in the orchid growing hobby, you have to do a bit of your own research, find out about your plant, find out about its needs. How can you adapt your environment for the plant, or making sure that you purchase plants that are suitable to your environment. I don't grow Masdevallias or Draculas here in Perth because those really require it to be a lot cooler than I could realistically give it, even with air conditioning going in the house. So orchid hobby is a lot of research and general nerdery, if you like, which I think is why I like the hobby so much. And then you get all these beautiful flowers for your hard work. Okay, well, we're just going to have a final look at Happy in the corner over there. Hey, Happy. And our very pretty Zygopetalum Freestyle Meadows Midnight Oils, first time blooming. I'd like to thank my long-term subscribers. I know it's been a bit of a slog over the last couple of years of my channel to see a lot of orchid blooms. But my channel has started with a lot of seedling style or near blooming size plants as opposed to blooming size plants. And now we've been at it several years and we're starting to get some return for our investment in the form of beautiful blooms. How does this one smell? I'm going to have to stick my nose in and smell it because I can tell you I can't smell anything right now. It's not super fragrant right now. It's a little bit cooler in here, so that might be why. Burying my nose in it, it really just had an organic sort of green earth smell as opposed to anything florally. I'll check later on in the day to see if I can smell anything. Also, it's its first time bloom, so the scent might not be super strong on it. So I thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. A subscribe would be really appreciated. Everybody have a lovely day, and thank you again for watching.